So, what are some questions that you would ask during a relationship check-in? Kind of, I don't know, stuff you would cover.
Some question that you could ask that can cover a lot of ground is, what do I do to make you feel loved, honored, and respected? Or what things don't I do to make you feel loved, honored, and respected? That you can cover a lot
Yeah.
with those three things.
Yeah.
Just a plain old, how are you?
Mm-hmm.
How's it going? Especially in today's time, it's a lot going on.
It is.
How are you doing?
Yeah.
Are you okay?
Yeah. How are we?
Yeah, how are we?
Yeah.
Is there anything that I can do?
Mm-hmm.
Questions like that.
I think definitely it should encompass like the person's state of mind as well as the state of
Absolutely.
relationship. Just how you've been feeling. Have you been stressed out recently? Have you been feeling overworked, overloaded? What are some things we can do to kind of, sustain health in our relationship in all different areas of facets. So many relationships have so many different things that need to be addressed too. There's no way, you don't want to limit it to anything, but how you put that thing in there, how you get it covered is definitely important, and it's up to you.
Yeah.
So.
And you can use it as an opportunity to address any unresolved issues or something that has been an issue that you're working on, just to kind of see what progress has been made, or if there are any changes or anything that need to take place.
I also think it's a good place to address, different systems and approaches that you put into place in your relationship. Certain things that you say, okay, we're gonna try this way or try that way, or let's do this and see how that works. If it's something that's new, that you guys have been progressively working through, working towards, it's a good time to check in and say, okay, how's this working? What's going well? What's not going so well? And is it accomplishing what we set out for it to be and what we wanted to do?
Absolutely.
Yeah.
Yep. And just, basically making sure that if you're being presented with something that your partner didn't necessarily like, that you don't get defensive, that you are intently listening to what they're saying, just so that you can make sure that our job is to make sure that we are good for each other. That we provide what we say that we're going to provide, and give each other what we say we're going to give each other. So that's a perfect opportunity to listen and hear those things and check yourself.
Yeah.
Are there things that I need to change?
I agree. I think you could maybe possibly set check-in rules. You guys have rules in place for how you engage during relationship check-ins. Some relationships are on a more volatile and hostile place, and so you guys may need to establish rules as far as not talking over each other, using I feel statements instead of being accusatory. Don't be demeaning, don't be degrading. Be able to voice the issue without attacking the person. There are a lot of things that you need to try to consider when you're scheduling this type of communication to make sure. So make up some rules for you guys of things you're not going to do, things you are going to allow, to help that engagement be more successful, more effective, and go more smoothly. It'll be a horrible thing to have date night and then y'all start having conversations about relationship and you do it so horribly till there is no date night after, that kind of thing. So I think that's a good practice.
Yeah. And it's a good opportunity to practice your listening skills when you repeat what you heard, just to make sure that you understood what that person is trying to say, and then ask follow-up questions if you don't understand. If, I just don't get that, and allow that person a chance to explain, and then sum it up. And if you possibly can, leave it on a good note. Yeah.
Do that.
Yeah.
You always work towards some kind of positive end,
Yes.
positive resolve, positive finish.
Even if all of the issues aren't resolved.
Yeah, even if everything's not resolved,
Yeah.
Still walk away feeling like, okay, but we did something tonight and we shared with each other, and this is going to help us grow, and it's going to help us work towards the goals that we have in place.
Absolutely.
So I think it's important to have, even if it's a tough conversation. I think you should always be aware of the effects of what you want to discuss and how deep you go. Every check-in doesn't have to be the hardest topic or the deepest thing. One thing you want to do is start places where you guys have you communicate better. It's not as sensitive a subject. It's not as hard a topic to discuss, and build up the consistency of doing this with those small things, and then progressively work towards some harder, tougher things. But I think that every time you guys have that conversation, it shouldn't be super duper heavy. But there will be times where it has to be that.
Yeah.
So balancing that out, timing on that as well is important. But it's definitely something that's needful and needs to be done.